Hello, welcome to Getting Started with GIS, Episode 2. My name is Jeff Lash, and in this episode, I'm going to demonstrate how to create, save, and share a map using ArcGIS Online. All right, so let's get started. You'll recall from Episode 1 that the University GIS and Data Resources homepage is hosted in the Newman Library. So to get here where we've landed, just head over to the Newman Library homepage, look for Research Guides, General Interest, GIS, and Data Resources. You'll land here. And what I want to focus on today is getting started with ArcGIS. ArcGIS is the generic name for the software that is produced by ESRI. All right. What we're going to focus on today is ArcGIS Online. It's a cloud-based or online-based version of GIS software that is extremely user-friendly and intuitive. So that's where we're going to start. So from here, you can just click on the link here to the ArcGIS Online for the University of Houston Clear Lake. And you'll land here. In the top right corner, you'll notice a sign-in screen or a sign-in link. That's where we want to go first, because signing in will give you access to all of the tools and all of the data that's included in our university site license for ArcGIS Online. So we're going to get signed in first. At this welcome screen, you'll just want to go to UHCL, the blue button here. And it'll bring up a screen for you to enter in your standard University of Houston Clear Lake credentials. So just as you would use to sign in to Blackboard or webmail, you'll use the same sign-in credentials to access ArcGIS Online GIS resources. And at this screen, you can check the box saying, please don't show me this again. And this will just keep you signed in. It's a little cached memory. That's just your choice, but I usually say, don't show this to me again, and click yes. And what happens is you'll land here at the University of Houston Clear Lake ArcGIS Online homepage. So this is a cloud-based landing page that is the central hub for all things that you'll do with ArcGIS Online. Notice in the top right corner, you're signed in with a username by default with an underscore UHCL appended to your email. This becomes your ID inside our ArcGIS Online organization, which brings me to this tab here. Our organization is built around our site license, and this organizes all of the content for the entire campus. Also, notice in the top menu, there's a content button. This will list all of the content that you save in the ArcGIS Online world. So as you'll see today, we're going to create a simple drive time map based around the University of Houston Clear Lake. And I've created this previously and saved it here. And this is where you'll be able to access all of your GIS work that you complete through ArcGIS Online. There's also another menu at the very top called Groups. This is an administrative sort of organizational tool. The ArcGIS Online organization allows us to group people into certain groups and give those groups privileges. It's an administrative tool. And as a member of the UHCL community, by default, you are part of the UHCL group that gives you access to all the bells and whistles that our site license offers. The next menu item here is Scene. I just want to show this to you. I'm not going to focus on this in this short video, but this is an online cloud-based platform that allows you to create three-dimensional scenes, three-dimensional data sets displayed and analyzed using the Scene Viewer as part of ArcGIS Online. What we're going to really focus on today is this mapping interface. Now, for better or worse, ESRI, the maker of ArcGIS Online software, is in the process of launching a new beta version of ArcGIS Online Map. And that's what this message is looking at. So for right now, I don't want to get too excited about the beta version. Not right now. So we're going to wait a few months and let this become a fully implemented version before I encourage you to start using it. So we're going to say not right now. And that drops us here at the ArcGIS Online default display. We see here, there's a main screen with a map. Over on the left, we get a few different tools, a few different ways to view what we're looking at. So the about will just tell you about this base map and about the things you're looking at. Content will list layers of geographic information that you have on your map. Right now, all we have is a base map, and that base map is called topographic base map. And that topographic base map doesn't have a legend that's displayed right now, so there's nothing to display in the legend column. So we just go back to content here, and notice that this online base map is completely interactive, right? Very dynamic, just like most web maps that I'm sure you've seen. What's really nice about ArcGIS Online is that we can change this base map to suit our needs. So this is an example. We could have the entire planet covered in satellite imagery that is updated every 4 months. So we can try to zoom in here to our little part of the world. Here for reference, here's Clear Lake, here's NASA, and jumping into our campus. All right, you can see that things are relatively up to date here. They've got Hunter Hall is in place, but they're just starting construction on the apartments. And if you've been around this area recently in fall 2020, these apartments are rapidly being built. So just to show you that, we could also change the base map to highlight things like oceans. So depending on the need, you could change the base map. I'm just going to change the base map back to navigation. And we're here. All right. So we have this base map display. We have contents being displayed on the left. We can change the base map with the base map tool. Now I just want to introduce a few other tools to you. So the first is this search or find address or place bar in the top right. This allows you to search or find places. So we can search for University, if I can spell University of Houston, Clear Lake. There we go. And now the search result will appear on the map, and the map will automatically scale to the level of that search item. So we've found this search result, and now just in the process of building a simple map here, we can add this search result as a point on our map. And simply by doing that, we just click Add Map Notes. Now notice we have this little blue push pin here. And over in the contents layer now, we have another layer of data, a layer of geographic information. Doesn't really make any sense to call it Map Notes. So when our mouse is highlighted over this, we get these 3 little horizontal lines, and we can rename this. Quite simply, we'll just rename this UHCL. Well, that's great. But now you notice the default program has UHCL geocoded, or in the database of addresses. The University of Houston Clear Lake is right there at entrance 1. Well, let's move this place point, this pinpoint, over to the central campus part, or toward the middle of the campus. So how do we do that? We just click on this, and it brings up a menu where we can edit this point. All right, and we can move this point. Just click on it, move it. And I'm going to put it right here in front of the Bayou building. That's kind of my spiritual heart of campus, by the Spiritus Mundi statue, sculpture right in front of the Bayou building. So we're just going to leave it there. Now notice as soon as I clicked edit on here, the menu on the left changed to edit, which means we can change all kinds of things. We can change how this appears. We can change the color, the shape, the style. I don't want to mess with that too much right now. All right, so we're just going to leave it there. And to turn off that editing, we just click this edit, there's a little pencil, we just turn it off. And now we have a little push pin here that is a piece of data on this map. We can turn it on and off. We're not deleting it. We're just turning it on and off. Wonderful. Just want to introduce you to a couple of other tools here. There is a bookmarks tool. This acts to create a spatial bookmark. It helps you zoom around the map as you're traveling. It creates an easy reference for any map viewer to be able to find something, right? So it's a spatial reference. There's a measuring tool where you can measure areas, you can measure distances, or you can use your cursor to figure out the latitude and longitude of any place. And so you can also use a directions tool to create step-by-step directions from any 2 points. We could also print this map as we wanted right now as a PDF, either with a legend or without a legend. We could also share this map, but before we have to share this map, we could save this map. Okay, I want to introduce you to the Add Data button. This is one of the most exciting aspects of ArcGIS Online. By clicking the little upside down little caret here next to Add Data, we can search various places to add data, geographic information to our map. So what we're going to do here is we're going to search for a layer of data to add to our map. And I'm not going to search my content because that's only content I've created. I want to search all of ArcGIS Online for some data. And specifically, I want to look for the American Community Survey population data, for example. Right, so just some basic United States Census data that provides some basic descriptive information at various scales. Right, so this search of American Community Survey population data produced 4,843 layers of data available to us. We're going to choose this first one. We can click on this search result and get a more detailed description of this data. We can see that it's produced by Esri, the maker of the software, a highly reliable source. It is authoritative, and it lives in something called the Living Atlas, which I'll introduce you to in episode 5. All right. But for right now, we want to add this layer of data to the map simply by clicking Add to the Map. We're done previewing this information. We're done adding information now. And you can see what has happened. We've got this blue, purple, gray stuff on the map. We have to figure out what that is. And also now in our table of contents, in our layers of data, we have actually 3 layers of data, same data, but mapped at different scales. So we have some census population data mapped at a state scale, a county scale, and a census tract scale. So let's take a look at that. So if we zoom out on this map so that we can see kind of the entire United States, you'll see in the table of contents, the highlighted layer of data is the state layer of data. That's the layer of data that we're currently looking at. And you can see different states are shaded a different hue of purple. All right. And if we click on it, it accesses a database of information that's tied to that geographic area. So according to the American Community Survey, 27,885,195 people live in this area. And then it gives you a little bit more of a demographic profile with interactive charts. Okay. Now, as we change the scale of analysis, as we change the scale of the data being displayed, we get a different picture. We get a different geographic feel for the data. This is now a representation of the data at a county scale. And we can change the scale of analysis even more to the point of getting the data displayed at a census tract level. All right. And we can see our little place marker is still visible here, right, for the University of Houston Clear Lake. Now, any one of these polygons, any one of these census tracts is interactive. You just click on it and get some information. Wonderful. All this information was downloaded when we added that layer of ACS population data to the map. We can do fun things now, like hover our mouse over this layer of data and notice that there are a number of tools available to us. One of which, accessed through the three little dots, is a transparency function. So we can change the transparency of that data to help us visualize and understand what we're looking at. Right, that's one example of adding data from the Add Data tool. I want to now show you that as a logged in member of the University of Houston Clear Lake community, you have access to very powerful spatial analytic tools. So we could use any of these variety of tools to summarize or analyze our data. For example, if we wanted to create a drive time map based on the University of Houston Clear Lake point that we put right there, we could say, show me a 15-minute drive time using normal traffic on a Monday. And so based on Monday traffic at, say, 8 a.m., we can use a variety of settings to create a map that's going to show us average drive times to the university at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Monday. Now, while this is thinking, I want to bring to your attention that this software is running on the cloud. The analysis is running on a server on the cloud. So the time it takes to create this map is going to be based on your internet speed. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind as you're working, as always, in ArcGIS Online. Now, this purple amoeba that we have here shows you a 15-minute drive time from the university on average traffic on a Monday morning at 8 o'clock. That's how far you can get in 15 minutes. All right, so that's just a couple of examples of using different tools to add data to the map. If we're pretty happy with this map now, we can save this map. All right, and we'll just call it UHCL drive time map. And we'll call it 15 minutes, Monday, 8 a.m. Tags are keywords that map searchers might use to find your map. All right. And a short description could be a wonderfully eloquent paragraph, but given time here, I'm just going to say UHCL drive time map. All right. The last thing here, it's going to save this map in a default folder associated with your profile name on the cloud. Okay, so this map is not being saved on your local machine or your local hard drive. It's being saved to your profile on the cloud in an account associated with the University of Houston Clear Lake ArcGIS Online license agreement. Okay. So now we're going to save this map and nothing happens except the title of the map in the top left has now changed. Last thing I want to show you here is that once you save a map, the really exciting part, the socially responsible part, the impactful part of this is that you can now share this map with anyone out there in the public, anyone in our university, or let me get this out of the way, or any member of that default user group. This pop-up menu here about update sharing is something you'll see every once in a while. You have to understand that all of the layers of geographic information that are being shared to the cloud have different permission levels set by their authors. They want some people to be able to see it and others not to be able to see it. So at this point, we have to be mindful that the layer of data we shared, we're going to share with a lot of people. Okay. So we're going to update that and just make sure that we're going to allow lots of people to see our little shared drive time map. Now, as soon as we do that, ArcGIS Online produces a unique URL, a unique link to this map, which we could copy, paste, and email or use social media to contact anyone with this information. We've made a map using ArcGIS Online, using the search tools. We've created a bookmark. You can measure various things. We've saved a map. We've shared it. We've changed base map. We've added some data. And we've run some basic analysis, some basic spatial analysis to create this map. Wonderful. Now, you're all done. And up here in the top left, there's a home button. From here, we can go back home to the ArcGIS Online homepage. And you can log out and go about your business. When you are ready to come back to that map, it's simply a matter of going to your content saved here and looking for the map that you created. So we created this web map here, and it'll show you a little preview. You could update the title. Anywhere where it says edit, you could change the descriptions of this map so that anyone that opens this map would have that data behind the data, the metadata for this map. And if we wanted to play with that map some more, update it, refine it, we could simply open the map in the map viewer, and you're back to the ArcGIS Online mapping interface. That's all for this episode, for introducing you to ArcGIS Online. I thank you for watching and happy mapping.